good evening, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this JubiRev team, for the most part, Q&A webinar. Q&A webinar. Hold off on your questions for just a moment. I'll let you know when to start putting your questions in. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to visit your future here. If you would, open up your questions box. Tell us who you are. Tell us where you're from. Tell us how many points or credits, well, how many points you have. We will do some introductions, and then we will get things started. Tyrone, my goodness. My goodness, wow. I'm just looking at some of these point totals in here. This is amazing. Tyrone from Trinidad, welcome. Ron from Kentucky, hey, buddy, good to see you. Lorraine from South Carolina, welcome. Give me a moment. Let me turn my Skype off. Bear with me. Bear with me. Minnie from New York City, welcome. Michael from Alabama, welcome. Hey, Michael, it was good. I think we had a couple of Skype conversations the other day. Welcome, buddy. Joyce from Missouri, welcome. Clarence from California, welcome. Deborah from South Carolina, welcome. Alan from Ohio, welcome. The Godfather from sunny California, welcome. Anita from Maryland, welcome. Carol from Pennsylvania, welcome. Please tell us who you are. Tell us where you're from. Tell us how many points or credits you have. Let's give some point totals here. 512 Jubi points, 10,177 Jubi points, 6,000. You can give me Jubi point or buck totals. I know some of you may have some bucks that you're still looking to give away. 6,000 Jubi buck, Jubi point totals, 67,592. Jubi point, 2,150 Jubi points, 82 Jubi points, 20,000 Jubi points. Remember, we are just as excited about the person with 67 Jubi points as we are the person with 67,000 Jubi points. Obviously, the person with 67,000 Jubi points is earning more daily, but that's a process of time. All right. George from Australia, welcome. Anne-Marie from Massachusetts, welcome. Sally from Texas, welcome. Diane from the Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina, welcome. Melvin from California, welcome. James from Virginia, welcome. Matt from Michigan, welcome. Barry from Vista, California, welcome. Nedra from New York, welcome. Aubrey from Alabama, welcome. Gary from Charlotte, welcome. Elaine and Andy, have you ever missed a webinar? Welcome. Robert from Burgaw, North Carolina, my home state, welcome. Lana, did we say that right? I hope I said that right. Lana from Ontario, welcome. Johnny from Washington State, another person vying for Perfect Attendance Award, welcome. Charlie from Virginia, Happy, what a name, I love that name. Happy from Texas, welcome. Tamika from Philadelphia, PA, welcome. Brian from South Florida, welcome. A few more point totals here: 121, 100, 1450, 1856, 812, 1800, 4850, 413, 22,630, 1654. Welcome. Excuse me. Gordon from Massachusetts. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's go on and get things started here so we can have as much time for questions and answers as we possibly can. Give me just a moment. Now, I will say there may be some questions that I would normally have answers to that I may not have some answers to, because the last couple of days have been phenomenal days. But we've been doing a lot of three-way phone calls, a lot of Skype conference calls, a lot of private webinars with some folks have been with us here at JubiRev, JubiMax, and maybe during that pre-registration, pre-launch period, maybe got a little distracted with doing other things. They were waiting for us to launch with the daily revenue, and now they're waking up. Aha, now things are live. Oh, it's time to really build this thing. All right, or maybe they were people that were onlookers, were not a part of JubiRev, JubiMax. Now they're hearing, hey, we're here to stay. We're paying every day with the daily revenue. And so we've been nonstop. Now, what that means is normally I would have gone to programming before we had a call like this, knowing some of the things that I know that they have on their bullet list, if you will. Normally I would have had a chance to spend a little time, maybe even with our founder, our president and owner, J. Joshua Beisel. I haven't spent as much time with him the last couple of days. J. Joshua Beisel has been doing some travel. I haven't spent as much time with him the last couple of days because I've been spending so much time with leaders in the field and so on and so forth. So I will attempt to answer as many questions as I possibly can. If I have to say more than I normally would, great question. I'll have to get a good answer for you. Just hope you understand that. Also, I have still been dealing with, and I know, Queen, if you were going to tell me my remedy, I have still been dealing with I don't have a cold. I think I need to do a cleanse. And I think I need to do a cleanse.
Well, you need there's a couple of things you can do in the meantime.
Okay, all right. Well,
I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
All right.
Yeah, real quick.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. It's nagging me, and it only seems to bother me when I talk a lot. So if I'm sitting here and I'm doing responding to Skype messages or what have you, and I'm not talking, I'm fine. When I start talking, boy, it starts to bother me. So please tell me that's not a problem, Queen. Just please tell me I'm not going to have to shut up.
No, I mean, no, you don't have to shut up.
Okay.
You just have to do a couple of things.
Okay.
I know, right?
That would scare me. All right,
yeah,
let's give you a couple things. Go on now, start putting your questions in. Go on and start putting your questions in now. I want to give you a couple things real quickly. I'll make a couple little things here on the post, but go on and start putting your questions in. Those of you that have in the past emailed me and things of that nature, I am moving more and more and more. I'm not a big Facebook person, so if you send me messages through Facebook, I can't tell you when I'm ever going to see that, okay? I'm more and more and more utilizing Skype, okay? And so let me give everyone my Skype ID. I'm going to tell you what's happening with emails is that I've got other things that come in there and other people pitching me and what have you. And so, and Skype, I like the instant thing, you know, if I'm available, you're available, we can knock out some things really quickly and what have you. So emails, I can tell you, a lot of times you may see emails and it may be a while before I see it. I'm paying a lot more attention to Skype. My Skype ID is GIF-PM. So if you are not connected with this on Skype, obviously this is the team webinar. You should already be in place with your enroller. This is not a presentation. If you are not yet aligned with the person that got you here, if you're not aligned already with JubiRev, Jubi Max, you should not be Skyping me asking me for my referral link. That's not the way we do business. Obviously, I have an unfair advantage because I do a lot of the webinars not only for the company, but for our folks. So make sure you are connected with the person you should be connected with. We're going to help everybody, no matter who their line of enrollment or sponsorship is, in building your businesses, okay? All right, so my Skype ID is GIF-PM. We also have, I'm sure there are more Skype rooms than this, but there are 2 Skype rooms that I frequent and that we know we've got monitors in. Now, if you're not a part of those Skype rooms, check with your enroller because they may be a part of one of those rooms and can add you. Excuse me, I need to mute out. Sorry about that. If you're not a part of, if you're only a part of one, if you're not a part of any, and then when you hit me on Skype, just let me know that you're in JubiRev and you want to be added to one or both of the Skype rooms. That's going to also assist you. There are great leaders, and I don't want to start naming names because I'll miss out some people. There are great leaders in there that are there in some cases around the clock, so that if you have a question or what have you, a lot of times they're able to give you some assistance. I would just ask that you not abuse that, meaning if there's someone in Skype and they're assisting you, and particularly if they're not your personal enroller. You know, don't feel like that, okay, oh, let me personal message them, you know, the 20 questions I have or what have you. They're there to assist everyone, but we also want to be mindful that they have a team as well, okay? Now, in the Skype rooms, we've got just a couple of rules. Excuse me. I will try to mute out anytime I feel like a cough is coming on. If I miss one, please forgive me. One of the things is, while we certainly respect the fact that many of you have other income streams outside of JubiRev, Jubi Max, and we want you to be entrepreneurs and not just a promoter. We want you to be entrepreneurs. In these Skype chat rooms, there is no pitching. No pitching. So you should not be putting any personal referral links, talking about other companies or what have you, or doing things designed to get people to want to personal message you so you can pitch them on something else. I will tell you, ladies and gentlemen, one of the reasons that we are successful in this industry, and no matter what company that we have planted our flag in the past 10 years, we've risen to the top of that company, and in many cases have the largest or one of the largest teams, is because we build with integrity. If you do not build with integrity, what you build will not last long. I've seen companies come and go, but I've seen our team remain intact for the most part. And a lot of that has to do with building with integrity and building with character. I know, for instance, there was, when we started promoting JubiRev, Jubi Max, I got a call from someone, and we were saying, hey, make sure you get back with the person who referred you to our following, you know, get registered with them in JubiRev, Jubi Max. And the person said to me, I don't want to be with that person because they don't have any morals, they don't have any character, so on and so forth. Now, I still told them not to register with me, go find someone else. But you want to build with character. No pitching. No, you may have other income opportunities. Great. Don't pitch them in those Skype chat rooms. Told the monitors, if you pitch in those Skype chat rooms, we will love you, but we will love you right out of the room. Okay? Very, very key. The second thing is, those Skype chat rooms are also designed so that if you have challenges, that we can address those challenges. But let's make sure that we are always positive in addressing challenges. Always positive, all right, in addressing challenges. It's not designed for you not to say, hey, I've got this challenge, this is going on, that's going on, hey, looks like there might be a bug here. Is anyone else saying that? No, no problem with that. But there's a way to do it so that it's positive and it's not creating negatives or what have you, okay? Also, we've instructed the monitors. If you've got someone who's not being positive, you know, personal message them, let them know, hey, let's clean that up, that act. If not, we're going to love you, but we're going to have to love you out of the chat rooms. We want these rooms to be inspirational, so we want people to get inspired, you know. So if you've got, maybe you read something or maybe you saw something that was inspirational, share that inspirational quote, share that personal empowerment quote, share that Empower Me Now moment that Ayabumi Moore shares with us on our corporate webinars. We want it to be uplifting. We want people in those rooms to get some training. Hey, I've got Jubi Bucks and we had the daily reward last night, but my Jubi point total hasn't moved. Well, but did you give away your Jubi Bucks? You've got to give away Jubi Bucks to get your Jubi points. Oh, I've got to actually give away my Jubi Bucks? Yes, that's training, okay? I was in one of the Skype chat rooms today, and someone was talking about something they had done, and they were able to get a few people registered in JubiRev, Jubi Max. Those are the types of things. Dan, thank you for that. Those are the types of things that those Skype chat rooms are for. Inspirational, uplifting, training. We want to make sure that anybody that utilizes those Skype chat rooms can bring their teammates to those Skype chat rooms and not have any fear that someone's going to try to recruit them away into something else. Okay? All right. So now with that being said, hit me on Skype, GIF-PM. Let me know you're in Jubi and you want to be a part of one of the Skype chat rooms. And if we've got room there, we will add you. Let's see here. Anything else? Next Tuesday, and then we'll get to your questions and answers. Next Tuesday, we're going to be right back here. Next Tuesday, whatever that date happens to be. the 23rd. I really want to make sure that you block off that 7 o'clock p.m. time, same webinar link, and I want you to get all of your teammates on there, and anyone that maybe hasn't yet joined, particularly if this is a question that you're getting. There have been companies in our revenue sharing industry that did not pass the regulatory test, okay? And something happened, and maybe Mr. Regulator came in and they didn't pass the test, so on and so forth. I'm going to spend next Tuesday sharing with you point by point by point, and we'll have it recorded, at least audio, point by point, why I believe JubiRev, JubiMax will pass the regulatory test when Mr. Regulator comes. As I've been talking with some leaders, both in JubiRev, JubiMax, both without JubiRev, JubiMax, not already in, but onlookers, that's been a recurring thing that I've been hearing. Well, they would mention the name of a company that did very well, that is no longer operational because of some regulatory issues, but what makes Jubi different? Now I would explain that and say, oh my gosh, yeah, I get it, now I understand. So because of that, I want to make sure we do that with our entire audience. I want us to pack next Tuesday out, because you should walk away with next Tuesday having the same having confidence, maybe not as much because you don't know everything I know, but having a lot of confidence that this company is doing the right things to prepare itself for when Mr. Regulator comes, okay? We know he's going to come. We want to pass that test when he comes. All right, let's go to work, start answering your questions. Queen, if you would, help me out. You're going to hear Queen Twitter. We call her that because she's got hundreds of thousands of folks following her on Twitter. Queen, if you would, help me out just a little bit, given my coughing issues here.
Okay.
Let's see here. What's the first question you see that we can address?
I haven't got it open yet because I wasn't expecting it.
Okay.
Someone wants update on.
Go on.
Oh, you know what? I'm not at the top. Okay.
Okay, well, you're doing that. Let me go on. I say, hey, Lorraine, I see your question. Okay, Lorraine, give me a moment. You wrote quite a bit here. Give me just a moment. Customers are at one pay shipping and handling. Okay. They all got back office time.
Oh, okay. T. Lamont. I think that part of the problem in the ordering, getting the, once the customer signed up and got their Jubi bucks, is if they're using Internet Explorer, which is what I ran into today, because somebody was trying to order and it kept doing some crazy stuff because they were in Internet Explorer. So I went into Google Chrome or Firefox, but I went into Google Chrome today and I helped that person, to get finished, like to go in to look at the stuff and whatever, because they couldn't finish this, they couldn't sign in. It kept doing something weird, and I can't remember exactly what it was right now, but it was in Internet Explorer. So if they're using Internet Explorer, it might be that might be what's going on. So we need to, and I was going to send in a support ticket about it, just to make sure that they check that out and so to figure out what the issue is with Internet Explorer. Okay,
give me a moment, Lorraine. I can tell you that there is a list that programming and management have that are coming from support tickets or coming from we in the field that, as a matter of fact, I saw a part of the list on yesterday, and they're going through and they're prioritizing some of the things where, there may be a bug here or there. Please be mindful. If you are newer to us or maybe new to the industry altogether, we're in what we call a soft launch. We started off with the pre-registration. Nobody was loading up any money or anything like that. That was just kind of a pre-building phase. And we went into a pre-launch where while people could load up money, commissions weren't being paid just yet. Now we go into a soft launch. Soft launch is where our daily revenue is starting, so on and so forth. But though we're in the soft launch, this is still kind of like your beta phase. This entire system that we have with JubiRev, JubiMax has been built from the ground up. And you're not going to find out some of the bugs there are until you go live. You can do all the testing that you want, but until you go live, you're not going to find out some of those bugs. So I need us to be patient on some of these bugs, but I want you to do exactly what Lorraine did here by letting us know a bug that she was coming across. Because obviously, not every customer is going to know, oh, I shouldn't go through IE, Internet Explorer, I should go through Google Chrome for best results. So, but these are issues we need to be aware of so that we can get that to programming so that whether it is Internet Explorer or Google Chrome or Safari with Apple, so on and so forth, that it works. So bear with me, Lorraine. I'll need to give me a moment. Bear with me, bear with me. Queen, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make sure that I can copy her whole piece here. Give me a moment.
Can you? Are you meaning to show your screen? Was my question earlier, because you know, stuff was coming up.
No, I didn't mean to do that. Thank you. Okay, hold on. Okay. All right, Lorraine, we've got that, so we'll get that to programming. Okay. Next one.
Okay. This person says I placed my order on 4/2, but have not received any product. Yeah. Okay. Are you aware of shipments being delayed?
No, all shipments, Ron, appreciate that. All shipments should have gone out. Now, this is what I do know, is that there were some people who placed orders latter part of March, maybe, and this might have been you, Ron, right in the middle part there on 4/2, and when we first started shipping, there were still some processes between communication between an order being made from our side and that getting over to the manufacturer side and then being shipped out or what have you. So I think from what I'm told, it still took about a week from all of those processes to be smoothed out. And what we saw is a lot of products go out on April the 5th. Some of those people that had ordered prior to April the 5th, a lot of those products go out. So we know that there were some people that had issued some support tickets saying, hey, I've ordered my product hasn't come in yet. And then support was telling me earlier this week, what's today? What's today, Thursday?
Today,
I want to say Monday-ish, Tuesday-ish. I talked with support, and support was saying that they had gotten a lot of tickets that had closed out because people said, my order is here, my order is here.
I'm one of those. I haven't seen mine yet to the month.
Okay, all right. So now, here's one.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, here's one thing is it appears that if you ordered and you're using the U.S. Post Office, USPS, that's taking about 10 business days. And I have asked programming, I have asked them to put a note with shopping so that people can know. I think FedEx is much quicker than that, so people can know the difference between the average time with FedEx and the average time with the post office. That's number one. Number two.
That would be great.
Okay. Number two.
No, it would be. I didn't know, so I did FedEx.
Okay. I'm surprised you haven't gotten yours yet. Okay. So then number two. Number two. You keep talking. You tell me to shut up sometime. I'm going to have to tell you. You keep talking.
Go ahead.
By the way, Queen and I are first cousins, so we do this to each other, okay? All right.
We're not being mean to each other.
All right. Number two, I don't know the time frame of this. But ultimately, what's going to happen in your back office is there's going to be some type of tracking. Again, I don't quote me on the time frame. I have no idea. I know that on the to-do list, when it comes to shopping, and there's quite a few things on shopping, I know they're going to be looking at those issues with IE. I know they're going to be looking at issues with making the shopping experience much easier for the customer. For instance, Queen. Let's say you have a customer, they go in, they get 100 Jubi bucks, and they're purchasing a product, and it's $80, and there's a place for them to assign those 100 Jubi bucks or 80 Jubi bucks for that purchase, but they don't know our system, so they don't know, oh, okay, I'm supposed to assign these 80 Jubi bucks, and so some people are getting confused there. So I know one of the things we're going to work on is an automatic assignment.
Right.
Got 100 Jubi bucks. I got $80 that I'm about to purchase, so that that soon in time, those 100 Jubi bucks will automatically be assigned to that $80 purchase, leaving them 20 left, and then they cover the shipping and handling. So my whole point in saying all of that is there's quite a bit they're doing on the shipping part. If it has been more than 10 business days, please send in a support ticket so that that can get over to find out, you know, where that might be in the process. I am aware, Queen, that the company did realize there were about 40 orders that for whatever reason did not transmit, did not get shipped out. I don't know if you were in that 40 or not. I don't know if Ron is in that 40 or not. So this is what I would ask you to do for right now. If it's been more than 10 business days, if you use, especially if you used, like Queen in your case, if it's been more than 10 business days and you use FedEx, send in a support ticket, please.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. I had talked to Dave first because I try to get an idea of what's going on. So.
Okay, got you. All right. Okay, next question.
Next question. 1981. Oh. Having trouble giving any away. Set on 200 currently. Have sent emails out to safe lists and social media posts. So far unsuccessful in giving to family and friends. They've heard it before. The Jubi bucks that have been given have not been used yet for product. Hoping Fly Guy and In Touch Marketing will solve the issue. Any other ideas?
Well, Michael, all right, so someone is saying, hey, I've got some Jubi bucks, I've got some Jubi points, great. I've got a few Jubi bucks. I've got my system set to 200 Jubi bucks to give away. Excuse me, hold on. You know, people have heard things before, and some folks, unfortunately, are in the NFL club. No friends, no family left. No matter how great the offer is, maybe because of other things. I don't know that this is his situation, but because you've tried other things and you bought things to other people, maybe they're not as responsive or what have you. If you are part of Fly Guy Marketing, I feel very confident that you're going to get more than enough customers. Okay. Even after our last discussion about Fly Guy, which I think was Tuesday, that night after our webinar on Tuesday, I probably spent another hour with them. They were showing me the screenshots of the campaigns that were starting and some of the back-end funnels that they were going to have, so on and so forth. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I have not spoken with Fly Guy today to verify that the campaigns have started. So that's one thing, unfortunately, I can't share with you. But I feel very confident if you're using flyguymarketing.com. And they did share with me what their target is in terms of people getting customers. I'm not going to share those numbers because I don't want them, and I certainly don't want to be someone that seems to overpromise and underdeliver. We'll just let the numbers do the talking. But I can tell you that we're going to have advertisements on sites, huge marketing sites. Now, I won't know if they will be on all of these to start, but we're talking about like a Fox News or like a MSNBC or like a Doctor's TV. And again, the folks behind Fly Guy, these are not just folk Johnny-come-lately marketers. These are folks that know how to drive traffic. They know how to generate 6 figures a month. They know how to generate 6 figures a month without a team. So I feel very confident that if you've exhausted, you know, your friends and your family and what have you, that if you're using Fly Guy, you'll get your customers. Now, other things that you might want to consider, you know, I post to Facebook every day. If you have a Facebook profile, I tweet it out every day. If you have a Twitter following. The other thing I would have you to do, let's do this real quickly. Let's make sure, because I want to make sure that you good folks are getting your bucks converted over to points. All right, give me just a moment. okay? One of the things, some of you were with a particular company where a lot of things were automated, and some of those things were great because we like the automation, but then some of those things are not good when it comes to Mr. Regulator, because in some of those automations, Queen, it appears to be too passive. And of course, we can't use words like passive and what have you, okay? So there are some things that may never be automated that, yes, would make things a little bit simpler, but it could be construed as making things too passive. Now, I don't know, Queen, I know at one point with another company, when you got your daily reward, if you had customers in that you had that had not gotten their maximum allotment of, in our world, JubiBucks, the system would automatically allocate more JubiBucks to customers, and you really didn't have to worry about it. I don't know that we will ever see that here. I don't know that we will ever see that here. That I don't know definitively, but my feeling is that would be considered something that would be a concern if Mr. Regulator came in, that we made that too passive. Okay? So now, this is what I would have you doing, all right? If you come back under your My Jubi team, whoops, give me a moment. And Queen, I would do this every day. I would do this every day. Give me a moment. By the way, anyone who says that this is a passive income model, you need to hang out with me for a day.
Well, you know what, Tita Mom, you need to hang out with anybody who, you know, there's not, and it shouldn't be considered passive. It's just that, I mean, most people say passive because you don't have to recruit necessarily, but it is not passive by any means.
It's not passive.
By any stretch of the imagination.
That's how you say. You come back here to your Jubi team. All right, let's for instance, this is our training position that we normally train from. It's reward from last night, 19.65. Okay. Now those are in JubiBucks. All right, so that's in my JubiBuck total up here. Now if I do nothing, they just stay in JubiBucks. All right, so if I come back here under my Jubi team, now obviously if I have a new customer register, I called up a new customer, I emailed a new customer, I Skyped a new customer and say, here, register with this link, I Facebook, or Fly Guy delivered a new customer to me because that person actually saw my site, then I want to come back here under customers. I would do this every single day. And if I have customers that I have not assigned the maximum amount to, and I still have more JubiBucks, then I can come back here and I can assign. Now, someone was saying that they're not sure if the JubiBucks used is working properly. I think, Lorraine, you may have mentioned that. So we will make sure that we connect with our programming to get some sense on that, if in event that was a little bug or what have you, okay? But this is how you would do this. Come back. So what did I earn last night on this trading account? I earned 1965. Real quickly, how do I get my reward per point? You take the amount of your reward. What'd you say, Queen?
No, go ahead. I thought you were asking me another question. But go ahead.
Okay. Take the amount of your reward right here, 1965, divided by the number of points that you earned that reward on, 1403.75 equals 0.013998, so on and so forth. Let's just round that up to 0.014 if you were just rounding with those numbers, okay? Are we going to say 1.4%? No. Heavens, no. Don't make me say the other one. No. That would be problematic.
Yeah.
But I don't live in the U.S. I'm not bound by all of those idiotic rules that you guys have in the land of the free in the U.S. I'm in Australia, and I'm in Austria, and I'm in someone. Who did I talk to today? Somebody from the Latvia or something. But you've got to understand that there are a lot of folks that are building their Jubi business in the U.S.
Oh, Latvia.
Latvia? Okay, that's who it was.
Yeah.
All right.
I was trying to figure out what you were talking about, too.
That sounded like somebody's name, Lativia. Hey, Lativia, how you doing?
Latvia.
There's a Lativia somewhere, I promise you. There's a.
Okay,
anyway.
it could be.
All right, so it would be problematic. So if you ever want to find out what the reward per point was, what did you do? You took your reward for that day, divided it by the number of points you had from which that reward was derived. Okay, so 1965, what I would do is I'd come back here under my Jubi team. I'd go in under customers. Oh, I've got some customers that I haven't given at least 400 Jubi bucks to. So, hey, let's assign some Jubi bucks to them. You put in your PIN code. We did 1965. So let's say I assigned, well, I've got more Jubi bucks in there. So let's say I assigned 20 there, which would be my reward from last night and maybe some additional Jubi bucks. All right, and we just assign this to P testing 1, 2, 3, 4. They already had 320. We're going to refresh the screen. And now they've got 340. And what you would have seen is you would have seen a debit from your Jubi bucks and then a credit to your Jubi points. More Jubi points than what you had before. And we can see this here because the Jubi points that we were paid on last evening was 1403.75. Now the Jubi points are 1426.75. Queen, these Jubi bucks that are in this training system were put in that system. That's not real money, but was put in that system as a test during the founders promotion. So those
right.
Jubi bucks have a 15% point match associated with those. Okay, next question.
Okay. Yeah. Next question has to do with, and I'm not sure what an MQGV is, but I mean it's one of the volumes. Group volume?
Monthly qualifying group volume. Oh,
monthly qualifying. Okay, monthly qualifying group volume.
I think that might be coming from an old compensation. I think it's just qualifying group volume now, if I'm not mistaken.
Right,
but go on. What's the question? Okay.
Okay. Can you explain this part of the comp plan? If I have points over 30,000 and only have 500 MQGV times 20 equals 10,000 points, will I still earn on the 25,000 points, or I mean, can you please give examples?
Okay, so let me read the question, and then I will make sure you understand the question. Okay, so someone is asking if I have 30,000 points. I've got 30,000 points in my Jubi point totals. I have $500 a month of qualifying volume. Okay, they put MQGV, which would stand for monthly qualifying volume. I don't know if that monthly is still on there or not. Okay. Once you hit, give me a moment. By the way, what I'm about to share with you, let me show you where you can get this. Let me show you where you can get this. If you go under corporate overview, you go under corporate overview, you go under download compensation plan PDF. Compensation plan PDF. As a matter of fact, let me just pull that up so that you can see it yourself, and that will give us a better understanding of the answer that I'm about to give you. Bear with me. Now, I'm going to cover this in great detail on next Tuesday when I talk about some of the things that Jubi has put into place based on having seen companies prior to us, predecessors, some that did not pass the regulatory test. Why they didn't pass the regulatory test. It's important that you understand some of that, as that might be an issue that comes up from time to time when you are looking and prospecting, okay? All right, give me just a moment. Okay, so let's take a look at something real quickly. We're going to take a look at the details and qualifications. This is the entire compensation document. It goes through the details and the qualifications. Now, obviously, ladies and gentlemen, when we do a an income opportunity webinar, it is impossible to cover every detail. It's impossible for us to cover all the qualifications of everything or what have you without confusing people, so on and so forth. So what we tend to do is we talk about, hey, you place your ad each day, and then when you come inside, you'll be able to pull our compensation and get all the details about any and all requirements. Now, this is what happens real quickly. All right. For the daily leadership bonus, our daily rewards, we need to be an active JADE promoter or above. I'm going to come back and make sure who asked that question? Was that James? Was that someone else or Jimmy? Johnny. Johnny. Okay. All right. Johnny, I'm coming back and specifically answer your question in a moment. All right. What does a JADE promoter mean? It means that you have at least $15 a month of personal qualifying volume. If you've got a $15 a month subscription or higher, then you've met that qualification. If you do not have a monthly subscription, legally in the U.S., you cannot mandate that people have to purchase a monthly subscription to be able to make money. That would be called pay for play, and regulators would shoot that one down. So if I didn't have a monthly subscription, Queen, but I had a customer, I still signed the promoter agreement, and I have a customer that is spending $15 a month, then I would be qualified. The path of least resistance, because I can't necessarily know that that customer is going to always pay and they won't have a credit card issue or what have you. So I want to make that monthly subscription myself. That's why we say that's the path of least resistance. That's number one, active promoter. Number two, I place my pre-written ad. Number three, my award is based on my Jubi point balance at the time of calculation. What is that? That's this right here. This is why they show what was your Jubi point calculation when they did that daily reward. I could have 8,000 Jubi bucks, but I'm not paid on the Jubi bucks. I'm paid on the Jubi points. This was my calculation. Okay, got that. My reward is paid in Jubi bucks. My reward is paid in Jubi bucks. I can set my system so that 60% of my Jubi buck reward can be converted immediately into eCash or anything less than that. I would not recommend you do 60%. Our recommendation, once you get to the point where you're wanting to get consistent commissions, is 20% max. You'll learn more about that. This is not the focus of this webinar. I want to answer as many questions as we can. This one part here I think needs to come out. The 60% rule, that I think you can ignore for right now. All right, and then it says Jubi point total up to 25,000. Okay, so here's some additional requirements. You need to have a minimum of 45 monthly PQV, $45 a month, and personal qualifying volume, of which $30 of that needs to be from separate non-promoter customer auto ships or sales. Now, what does that mean, Queen? That means I need to have a customer that at least is spending $30 on product, not $30 on shipping, not $30 in Jubi bucks, but actually $30 beyond Jubi bucks is being spent. Now, what that really means, Queen, is I could have essentially one customer, cousin, aunt, brother, sister, cousin.
Yeah.
I got cousin there twice. That's spending $30 a month. Okay. Okay. Yes, I may be on a $200 a month subscription, but I still need to have that customer $30 a month. Everyone has a 60-day grace period. Now, I don't know, the company may, as we're just getting started, may say the 60-day grace period starts this day. I don't know that it goes from when we first started or what have you, so I'd have to get that answer for you. Okay. Now, once you hit 25,000, so now we come to Johnny's question. Once we hit 25,000 points, our criteria steps up. And I will tell you, Queen, that one of the companies that we so beloved that is no longer here, if they had instituted some sales criteria, I may not have ever heard about JubiRev, JubiMax, because we were making a lot of money there. I wasn't looking for nothing else.
Exactly.
Okay, so these criteria are extremely important. I will cover them in great detail next week about why I believe we're going to pass the regulatory test. So this says this: if I'm over 25,000 points, my minimum PQV is 260. Well, guys, let's do some math here. we can't promise any daily rewards. Give me a moment. But Queen, look at this. 1,403 points last night is what this $19.65 was based on, right?
Yes.
Queen, if you add a zero to that, that would have been 14,037 point. All right. So then, if you were to add a zero to the reward, that would have been $196.50 for the daily reward for that night. Well, Queen, if I've made $196 for a night, I should be on a $200 a month subscription.
Yes.
It only takes one night of revenue to cover my monthly subscription.
Right.
Now, further, I need to have a total of 260 personal qualifying volume. So let's say I'm on $200 a month myself. I need to have another $60 coming from customers. Queen, if I made $197 for the night,
I would volunteer my aunt, my cousin, my brother, my sister.
Thank you.
One of those to
somebody's going to be a customer.
Yes.
Somebody's going to be a customer.
That's right. Somebody.
I got family members that need to lose weight. They're going to be a customer, and they're going to get some weight loss products every month. Somebody's going to be a customer.
That's right.
Queen, I want us to get this. Look at this. What I just showed you was based on if you had 14,000 points. That would have been 196. This criteria doesn't even start until you hit 25,000 points. So what kind of money might you be making at that point? Okay, so everybody, so when you read that, that's not a big deal. Okay, so now here's what happens here. What happens then is it says your maximum qualified Jubi point totals is based on 20 times your previous monthly group qualifying volume. Qualifying volume is monthly auto ships, all right? If I'm on $200 a month monthly auto ship, guess what, Queen? That 200
20 times
qualifies. Okay, there you go. If I've enrolled someone and they're on $50 a month, $200 a month, that counts towards my group qualifying volume. Now hear me, Queen.
Yeah.
If someone was placed in my unilevel by virtue of the Jubi suite.
Yeah.
If someone was placed in my unilevel by virtue of the Jubi suite.
Yeah.
And that person or those people generate group qualifying volume, I get to count that also.
That's right.
This is why on Tuesday we were talking about a strategy that said even if I personally enrolled 300 folks myself, Queen, I will only build through 3 legs at least until I hit presidential. Jot that one down.
Yeah.
I would recommend that everyone only build through 3 legs. Once you hit presidential, then maybe you build a 4th leg or a 5th. But even if you've personally enrolled, some of you have personally enrolled 500 folks, I would tell you find your top 3, and those other 497 somehow are linked to those 3, and which means you got some other folks linked, so on and so forth. Why? Because that generates a group qualifying volume for everyone, so that if you have someone that hits 25,000 points or more, and now they've got group qualifying volume of 2,000 or 5,000 or 20,000 or what have you, you simply multiply that group qualifying volume by 20, and that tells you what you're able to earn on above 25,000. So Johnny, here's your answer. So Johnny says, if I'm at 25,000, but my qualifying group volume the previous month was only 500, we multiply that times 20, and that says that I can now earn on a maximum of 10,000 points. Well, Johnny, what would happen is you would earn up to the 25,000 point mark. If you had 30,000 points at that point, you would not earn on those additional 5,000 points that month. And guess what you would do, Johnny? I promise you I know what you would do. You'd have more group qualifying volume.
That's right.
And now let me tell you why this is important. Okay, by the way, I'm already seeing folks, and we haven't even really started doing placements in earnest. Most of our leaders haven't started doing placements in earnest. and I'm already seeing folks that have 6,000 in a group qualifying volume. Or if you multiply that times 20, well, that means that person that's got 6,000 in group qualifying volume can earn on 120,000 points. In many cases, they don't even have close to 120,000 points just yet. So many of you are going to always stay ahead of the game. That's not going to be a problem. Now, Queen, let me tell you one of the reasons why that criteria was put in there. In the previous predecessor company, that company started off the first 5 or 6 months. They did not start off with certain attorneys and certain consultants advising them. When they first started off, they said you earn on your points until you earn 125% of what you originally purchased. That established from day one, this is an investment. This is a passive investment opportunity. That became the culture of that company. They went and got attorneys that said, no, you can't. You got to change that language. You've got to add this. You've got to have some criteria. The problem is that the first 5 or 6 months, the first few tens of thousands of folks that joined that company had the wrong culture. They looked at it as a passive investment. That company even promoted in their own videos earning things like 1.4%, which was problematic. So what happened was they ran into some regulatory headwinds. Well, we started before there was a name, before there was a website, before anybody loaded up any money. They started off with the attorneys and with the consultants saying, how does this need to be constructed from day one, since before day one, to give us the best chance to pass the regulatory test. And what needed to happen was we needed to have a situation where you couldn't just have a person come in, make a large purchase of JubiBucks, and because of the process of time, those JubiBucks go from 10,000 JubiBucks to 25,000 to 50, 100,000, and they do nothing else to help generate revenue for the company. That, when Mr. Regulator comes, that would look like a cover-up for an investment scheme. That's what they were saying about that other deal. So now what happens here, Queen, is I can build up. I don't have to recruit. I don't have to have anybody in my suite. I can build up to 25,000 points, and if I could make $190 a day on average on 14,000 points, I'm doing pretty good at 25,000 points. But Queen, if you're at 25,000 points and you're generating some revenue, you need to help bring some more revenue in the company if you're going to earn on beyond 25,000 points. And you also get to get help from above if you have someone doing some placements in your organization. Does that make sense, Queen?
Yes, it does. Okay,
so Johnny, long answer to your question, but I wanted you to get a thorough answer so you really got it. Johnny, you would earn up to 25,000 even if you didn't have the other GQV to go beyond that. So the company would pay you up to the 25,000. If you got to 30,000, 35,000, and you didn't have the group qualifying volume to allow you to earn that amount, it would still allow you to earn based on 25,000 points. So now what should be happening is, if you know that you're already at 10,000 or 15,000 or 20,000 points, we want you to start paying attention to your group qualifying volume. Whether you find group qualifying volume when you come in your MyJubi team, the easiest way is to come under eCash. Put in your PIN code, get the next question ready for us, Queen.
Okay.
Under commissions, and right there, it's going to show your current GQV. Your current GQV. Okay? A real easy way is, give me just a moment. If I'm at 30,000 points, or I feel like I'm going to get to 30,000 points soon, if I just divide that by 20, that says, okay, I need group qualifying volume of 1,500. That 1,500 is the combination of my monthly subscription, the combination of the monthly subscriptions of anyone that I have enrolled, anyone that they have enrolled, anyone that they have enrolled. That's a combination of any subscriptions from anyone that has been placed in my unilevel from on high because someone else did some placements. That's a combination of any business volume that will come from customers. Obviously, many of our customers are using the Jubi Bucks now, and the hope is that they're going to come back and repurchase, so on and so forth, and that's going to generate some business volume, so on and so forth. There's going to be some other things that the company will be doing to actually incentivize customers to also be on auto ship as well. So that's going to be the net effect of any of those things. So I know if I want to I-30,000 divided by 20, okay, I want to see 1,500 in group qualifying volume. So maybe, Queen, here's an example. So maybe, all right, maybe we do enroll a couple folks or what have you, or maybe we connect with our enroller and see, hey, listen, can it, you know, I'm building up. I have 20,000 points. I'm building up. You happen to have anyone that you can put, you know, from your Jubi suite to help me out? And that's one of the reasons, Queen, that we're saying to leaders, I'm not trying to build 50 million legs right now. Right. I personally enrolled well over 100. I'm only building through 3 legs so that we can assist leaders, assist other folks, making sure they have group qualifying volume. So if you have somebody, Queen, I can tell you this, if I know that I've got someone of my personally enrolled, and I know that they're at 20,000 points, and I can see that their group qualifying volume is, you know, not where we wanted to get it so that they can build beyond 20,000 points, guess what? Guess what we're going to do, Queen? We're working with that person.
Yeah.
All right. If I have somebody now that comes and joins me in the Jubi suite, guess what we're doing, Queen? We're making sure, because here's a person that if they're got 20,000 points and I enroll them, I'm getting a 10% override. I want to get them to 25,000. They can do it 50,000, then to 100,000, so on and so forth. Next question.
Absolutely. The next question, if you don't mind, is I know you did a great update on Fly Guy last night, but can you give a quick, just a quick update on what Fly Guy is doing to get us customers?
Okay, hold on for just a moment. Let me see. Let me pull up this up. Can you go on to the next question while I am pulling up a PowerPoint?
Okay, the next question. Oh, the Skype chat rooms. What's the difference between Jubi Talk and the JubiRev, JubiMax member support group?
There's some people that are in both. I know I've got one monitor, Corey Crabb, that monitors the JubiRev, JubiMax customer support, and I forget who set up the Jubi Talk. It might have been Dan.
That was Dan and
was that Dan?
Hugh. Dan and
okay,
Hugh.
Dan and Hugh. Okay. And so the monitors are different in terms of, you know, who can, like if somebody's saying something that shouldn't be saying, you know, that monitors somebody who can block information or what have you. I would be a part of both, because there are some people that are in both, and then there's some like Dan I normally see in Jubi Talk. Dan provides great support in there, as well as other folks in there. I'll get in trouble as I name names. But then in the other one, you've got some other leaders that kind of frequent that one. So I'd be a part of both of them, actually.
Okay.
Okay, give me just a moment. You know what?
Okay, I'm going to go on mute just a second. Are you clear? Are you going to talk for me? Or?
No, what I've got to do is, I thought I saved that PowerPoint, but I didn't. So I've got to go and find it in my email real quick. Go on. I'm ready for the next one.
Are they going to simplify the customer order page? And I know you talked about that earlier. And anyway, just I guess give another quick explanation of the customer order page and what they're going to do with that.
The answer to that is yes. Now, everything that they're going to do, I don't know everything. I know that one of the big things on the customer order page that is simple for you and me, because we've been hearing this terminology, some of us, for quite some time, but the new person or the customer has no idea what this terminology means. We know that a Jubi Buck is a dollar-for-dollar discount. And so right now, one of the things that happens is when a person goes in to make their purchase, it'll say at the top 100 Jubi Bucks as an example, since that's what you gave them. And then there'll be a place where they can put in the amount of Jubi Bucks they want to use to offset that price, but they don't know what that means. So one of the things that's going to happen there is that the system is going to automatically apply JubiBucks to that order. Example, put this up here so you can see it. Example, your customer has 100 JubiBucks. Now again, they don't necessarily know what that means, okay? They want to order a product that comes up to $80. So right now what they have to do is they have to initiate, they have to be the ones that tell the system, apply 80 JubiBucks towards my purchase. But they don't know to do that. And so someone said, hey, I'm going to give you 100 JubiBucks and you're going to get, you can order this product. And then what's happening is, since they don't know to do that, Queen, when it goes to the checkout, they're saying, oh, well, wait a minute, I thought I was going to get this for free. I just had to pay the shipping. What happened? So what they're going back and doing is they're going to automatically apply those JubiBucks towards that purchase. In this case, it's 100 JubiBucks. They would apply 80 JubiBucks towards that $80 purchase so that the customer would only see the shipping and the handling costs on that. And so they want to make it so it's just very elementary. And this is one of those things, Queen, that you know, you sketch all this stuff out, and sometimes because you're so enthralled in it, you don't see, well, maybe there's a simpler way. And this is where we depend on you in the field to kind of help making some suggestions. Some of you have made, the other day somebody made a Skype suggestion, and I picked it up in Skype. I immediately Skyped it to our president, and he said, that makes a whole lot of sense. He immediately got that over to programming, and they're already working on it. All right, that's what Skype is supposed to be about, Queen. That's what those Skype rooms are supposed to be about. That person wasn't belly aching. That person wasn't being negative. They just simply said, hey.
Positive suggestions.
Exactly. Now, let's go back to the Fly Guy. Can we do that one?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, all right. All right, Fly Guy. Understand the people behind Fly Guy are professional affiliate marketers. They've been doing professional affiliate marketing for years. Far more understanding about driving traffic and internet and all that stuff than I ever will be. They would generate 6 figures a month online with no team, with no webinar, with no conference call. They never called and picked up a phone to call a customer or any of that stuff. They had systems in place, so on and so forth. Now, one of the ways that they did that is they built up their own budget to over $75,000 a month. And with that budget, they would go out and they would advertise on some mainstream sites. These are called media buys. A media buy like this one at the doctorstv.com, many of you know are familiar with the Doctor's TV show. Well, think about our products, skincare, weight loss. Wouldn't this be a great site to advertise on? Sure. So this is the type of advertisement that we are going to have, those of us who are part of Fly Guy, is here's one. See the number one stunning tip to kill belly fat. All right, someone clicks on that. There might be a little write-up, Queen, about losing weight and maybe about this particular ingredient. Like raspberry ketones, which, by the way, we happen to have in one of our products. And then they may have a big button that says free trial offer or something like that. This is what they did to generate 6 figures a month. Someone clicks there. They wind up going to your site because you're in the rotator. It's a co-op. So what happens is your link gets rotated. So every time someone clicks, somebody's site shows up. And it just so happens that your site showed up that time. That person then registers, name, email address, so on and so forth, claim your JubiBucks, and now they are a customer of yours. Now, so Queen, why don't I just go out there and do that? How much do you think it costs to advertise on
well,
MSNBC? How much would it cost?
It might be more to do it on MSNBC than it is on NBC.
It's not the same as just Google pay-per-click or anything like that. And you've got to remember these are mass media sites that typically would require hundreds of thousands of dollars a month in advertising commitments. What they were able to do because of their connection, so one, you'd have to have money, and two, you'd have to have the right connections. All right, I don't have those connections. I know that. All right, they have the connections because they've been doing this for quite some time in terms of affiliate marketing, to where they were able to piggyback with a group that spends, hear me, hundreds of thousands of dollars a day across major media networks. Hear me. They were able to piggyback because of their relationships with a source that spends hundreds of thousands of dollars per day in advertising with major media outlets like what I'm showing you here. Now, what happened, Queen, is they didn't think that they would be at a point to be able to be in on that, to have a, of course, they're not spending hundreds of thousands, but they're kind of piggybacking on that. They didn't think they'd be in a position to do that from Fly Guy for maybe 3 or 4 or 5 months. But when Fly Guy opened last Tuesday, between Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I had a conversation on Thursday, and they said, T. Lamont, this is, wow, we're 3-4 months ahead of schedule. And they were waiting, Queen, because when people purchase their subscription, they did it with credit cards. It normally takes the merchant processor 2-3 business days to settle that in your account. So we knew that the campaigns weren't going to start in earnest until the end of the week or maybe over the weekend, once funds were cleared, and they were going to use those funds as the advertising budget to go and market. But they weren't looking to do this, Queen, for another 3 or 4 or 5 months.
Okay.
All right. Well, when they saw what was coming in, one of their partners was out at a big affiliate marketing something shindig, almost like a big network marketing convention. It was a big affiliate marketing convention. Google was there. Yahoo was there. ClickBank, ClickBooth. I mean, the major players in affiliate marketing and sites on which they are advertised, major players were there, and that's when they told the person they're piggybacking with, they told the Jubi story, and they said, yes, we want you to piggyback on us. We already have some advertising space. We're looking for some advertisers or some folks that will make consistent commitments in terms of advertising so that we can keep this spot on this particular site or these spots on these particular sites, so on and so forth. And so then what happened was they decided, based on what had happened, we're going to start with this type of campaign now as opposed to 3 months from now. Now, that did put a delay on the campaign starting. And so what they did is they said, okay, since some people made a purchase last Tuesday, and one of the things that we said to our audience, I personally believe, Queen, that you're going to want to keep your monthly subscription. But at the same time, we want to prove this out, okay? I didn't want anybody to feel like they were locked into a subscription. Fly Guy says, hey, 48 hours before your subscription is due, if you want to come off your subscription or downgrade it, you just let us know, and we'll make sure that that happens on the billing side. And so since they didn't get started right away, one of the things they said is, well, we are going to push anybody's billing back until the campaign starts in earnest. And I think they've already started, but I haven't spoken with them today because I've been so tied up with other things. So that's what's going to happen with Fly Guy. Now, I can tell you something else, all right? Oh, should I say this? I can tell you something else. I will say this.
Okay.
I can tell you something else. So right now, what we've been used to in this industry with getting customers is we've been used to customer registration. And all we were concerned about, I'll just be honest, all we were normally concerned about, give me a moment, is we just wanted to convert the bucks to points. Just give me a customer to register, you know, are they real, are they not real, who cares? I just want to convert my bucks to points so I can get my daily revenue. That doesn't work yet, ladies and gentlemen. Because the
No.
last company that happened for ain't here no more.
Yes, exactly.
We want real customers that have the opportunity to convert to paying customers long term. Now, I can tell you, after our webinar on Tuesday, we then did the company webinar. I then spent an hour or so with the Fly Guy folks, got off with them, and spent some time with the program. By the way, Queen, I got to say this. J. Joshua Beisel. Say that with me.
J.
Joshua Beisel. Queen, that man is the truth. That man is the real deal.
Okay.
He's the real deal. Queen, that dude is pulling 18-hour days. After I got off the webinar Tuesday, the company webinar at 10-something, I spent an hour with Fly Guy folks after that. Then I got on with J. Joshua Beisel and programming. We were all up to 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and then we did it again the next day. That man is the truth. He's the truth. He is not a 9-to-5 president.
Okay.
He's the truth. Okay, anyway.
Stay
with me. J. Joshua Beisel. That man's the truth.
J. Joshua Beisel.
Okay, all right. What was I going to say? Was that enough? Did I hit that enough? I forgot what.
I think so.
Okay. All right. Next question. Oh, no. Got to get this in. Here we go. Bird just came in. So we're going to get our customer registrations. They're also going to do a test. And I'm not at liberty to discuss exactly what they're testing, but they're also going to do a test that if the test works well, not only will we get customer registrations, one, not only will we have the potential of those folks becoming longer-term consumers because of the way the system is going to communicate with those customers. Right now, the system's not communicating with customers. That's going to be coming. But they're going to do a test to outside of what we're doing right now with Fly Guy, to test to see if they can get customers to opt into an auto ship. They think it will be successful because that's what they've done.
Okay.
And if that is the case, if that happens, Queen, not only might we have customer registrations to give away Jubi Bucks, not only might we have customers who will come in from time to time and make a purchase, but we could wind up with customers that are on auto ship.
And that gives us residual income, right?
That gives residual income. And let me show you something else. This is going to go back to next Tuesday. Something else is they are professional affiliate marketers. That's what they do. So without there being any competition with what we do, they're going to run campaigns designed to get more JubiMax sales. So, Queen, in time, when Mr. Regulator comes, and we know he's going to come, we are going to have tons of customer sales. Tons of customer sales. Tons of customer revenue. Next question.
Okay. The next question actually had to do with the customers, and because we never really discussed, we have, and not in earnest. Can you get Jubi points from customers who are purchasing without Jubi Bucks? Like we send customers to the site and they just purchase with their own cash.
You don't earn Jubi points. You earn a commission. And I think, hold on, let me see if that commission is paid out in cash or paid in Jubi Bucks. Give me a moment. We go back to the compensation document on that one. I will tell you that will not operate like a traditional MLM. In a traditional MLM, Queen, if you are the seller of the product, you're going to get 20%, 25% commissions.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to happen here. The reason being is that customer sale. Give me a moment. That customer sale, the person that sold it will get commissions. Here we go. If you are Jade, you're going to get a 5% commission. Ruby, you're going to get 7. Emerald, you're going to get 8. Diamond, you're going to get 10%. All right. Now, Typically, in the traditional MLM industry, you might get like up to 20 or 25%. Here, you're going to get up to 10%, and guess where the remainder of that goes?
Into the leadership pool?
There you go. That goes. The remainder of that would go into the daily leadership pool. The remainder of that will go into the daily leadership pool. So what you would get is you would receive as your commission, you would be paid that in Jubi bucks. Of course, what you can do with that is you can commission out as much as 60% of that. You need to have your system set to that prior, but you would be commissioned your override in Jubi bucks, so more inventory, and then the remaining portion of the business volume related to that sale, let's say 50% of that, whatever that business volume is, goes into the pool. It could be more, it could be less, and then the remainder would be with the company. So remember, we're building our model with the daily leadership bonus as the foundation. So we want more going into the daily leadership bonus. So that's how that would work. You would not earn the points, you would earn the bucks. But if you then took the bucks and gave those away to a customer, then guess what just happened? You just converted bucks to points.
Right.
Okay. Next question.
Yeah.
Great question. Good question. Really good question.
When in checkout, when you apply Jubi bucks, and again when you put the verification, okay, that's part of the same issue with the IE.
Okay.
That was very. Okay, I'm getting the following error.
Hey, can you
I'm
stop
getting
for
the
just a
following
moment?
error.
Can you stop for just a moment before you ask?
Yeah.
All right. For those of you that were a part of that company that ran into some regulatory headwinds, I want you to pay attention to a lot of the questions you're hearing tonight. You are hearing customer. I've got goosebumps. Customer-related questions.
Okay.
Queen, when did we
we
never talked about customers at that other place. It was
how,
all about
how
the money.
How can we get enough customers? How can we get enough customers to make sure we gave away?
That was it. But it was never. And so this is what I'm loving. Queen, I know that before the daily leadership bonus started, there were already hundreds upon hundreds of customer transactions where they whipped out their credit card and at least paid the shipping and handling. Some of them actually purchased beyond the bucks that they had been given. That was before the daily leadership bonus started. Go on, I'm sorry. I just wanted to bring that out, that there's a huge customer focus here, guys, and that's a big part of why we're going to pass the regulatory test. Next question, I'm sorry.
Okay, Linda, she says, I just got my shipment just now.
Good for you.
Yay, yay. Yeah, that's
good for you.
A customer order received, but only part of it. They sent ticket with no reply. They sent in a support ticket with no reply.
Who is they? The customer wouldn't have.
Well, whoever the customer. Yeah, the customer. Well, they didn't say who the customer was.
Well, the promoter sent in the ticket, right? Not the.
No, they're saying the customer sent in the ticket. Does the customer have
the customer
support?
could send in a ticket. There's a support ticket for.
I don't know. I hadn't looked. I haven't been really in the customer.
Can we ask that person? Are they saying they sent in a support ticket on behalf of the customer? Can we ask them that? I'm not sure who's asking that question.
Okay, Julie, can you answer what Tiamat just said? Okay, don't see it. You look for that, and I'll go for the next question.
Okay. Julie B. Is that what I'm looking for?
13 minutes.
Is it Julie B?
Yeah. It's yes.
Hey, Julie.
Okay. Wow. People are writing books.
Many are saying yes, you can. Huh? Yeah. Some people are writing some books here. Got you.
No, so I have to get through the books so I can get the question.
Hey, while you do that, Kay, let me just read this one real quickly. Thank you, Anthony. Anthony says, the products are off the chain good. I love the energy drink. Can you say Mama's Kool-Aid?
Yeah, somebody else said that they love the energy drink.
Anthony, do me a favor. Send in the support ticket at the top. Put a testimonial. I'm sure the company would love to have that testimonial. And if you're in any of the Skype chat rooms, also put that out there. If you're on Facebook, put that out there. We want to get not just rep custom testimonials, income opportunity testimonials, but we want people to know that we are really centered on people having a good product experience. Next question.
Well, there's somebody else saying they're missing product. So you might want to reiterate that before we get off. We have like 10 minutes left to month.
Okay.
On the product.
All right. I know if you ordered before April the 5th, like there were some people who ordered at the end of March or what have you. When we first started,
the night they said it's open.
Okay. When we first ordered, there were some processes that were not yet complete, that were not yet automated. There were some orders that fell through the cracks. My understanding is there were about 40 orders that fell through the cracks. I think they believe that all of them have now been shipped out. And so what happened is it took about a week for some of those automated processes between our system, manufacturer, shipping to all be automated and so on and so forth. All right. Now, April 5th, a bunch of products went out. And however, if you paid shipping with the U.S. Post Office, my understanding is that could take up to 10 business days. FedEx, I think, is a little bit far less. I have asked them to put that on the shipping, so when people are choosing their shipping method, they can know that FedEx, might be, I don't know if it's 3 to 5 business days. I don't know what the time frame is, and U.S. Post Office, so on and so forth, and maybe even offer some options where if people wouldn't spend a little bit more for shipping, they get it a little bit quicker. So what we heard earlier this week is that a lot of people who were kind of waiting for products started arriving. Yes. If it's been more than 10 business days and your product has not arrived, what I want you to do is I want you to send a support ticket and let them know my product has not arrived, give them the date that you ordered and what have you. Now do this for me real quickly, all right? This is a huge training piece. Yes, I need you to be mindful that when you are sending a support ticket, most people that send a support ticket, all they're doing is talking about whatever a challenge is or problem. That's not that they're being nasty or anything like that. But if you're in support and all you're saying is, problem with shipping here, problem with something there, so on and so forth, just imagine seeing that all day. It's hard to stay positive, right? So what I want us to do when we send in a support ticket, I want us to follow the build, burn, build method. We're basically, all right, so I've got shipping and I ordered on March 29th and it's not to me just yet. Instead of me just saying, doggone it, where's my product? All right? Don't do that. Build would be something like, thank you for an awesome opportunity. Thanks for an awesome opportunity. All right? Now, what does that do? That person who's reading that ticket, that makes them feel a little bit better. Wow, okay. Burn is, I ordered my product on 3/29, and I still haven't received it. So on and so forth. Could you please follow up and check with what's going on, so on and so forth. And then the build would be at the end. So the burn is I'm dealing with the actual issue, but I'm sandwiching it in between, hey, you guys are great. I appreciate this awesome opportunity. Love the site. Love what's going on. Hey, here's my issue. My ordered product, I haven't gotten the product just yet, or a customer ordered product, I haven't gotten the product just yet, or I noticed this bug in the system, and so on and so forth. Could you address this? What have you? You come back with the build. Thank you so much for this opportunity. You guys are doing a phenomenal job. What have you? Now let me tell you, because you're still dealing with human beings. Queen, I can tell you that there are some people when they send me an email. Okay. Because I already know when I open up that email, I ain't got nothing but negative. So guess what? That one goes under the pile. And these are people just like you. Yes, they get paid, and yes, we want them to be professional. My whole point is, because I'm telling you, Queen, I've been an owner of a company before. I got to tell you this quick story. Queen, so here I am, a part owner of a company, right? Mm-hmm. I didn't live where the home office was. So I go into the home office, and there is a board, and there's a few names of people, and okay. All right. So I'll give a fictitious name. Let's say Igor.
Okay.
So I say, why is Igor's name up here? They said because we already know every time he calls, we're scrambling not to answer his call because he was so negative, and he would never give them a chance to get anything done or what have you. He'd have an issue, he'd call back in 15 minutes, he'd get done, so on and so forth. My point is, ladies and gentlemen, when you send in a support ticket, especially if you're building a team, you want to build a good relationship with support. So you want to build, burn, deal with the issue, and then build again. So now when you send a support ticket next time and they see your name, boy, they can't wait to get to your message. Queen, I'll finish with this. We in the previous enterprise, right? And there was one person that we were sending all of our people to in support. Her name was Molly. Molly calls me. She says, T. Lamont, you've got the best people in the world. I love dealing with your people. She says, because everyone is so nice, and you know what that had Molly doing? Molly was working overtime to make sure that I get this person's question answered and that person's question answered because you made her feel good.
Yeah.
Remember, we're still, though they get paid, we're still dealing with human beings. Next question. Okay,
T. Lamont, going back to Julie, there is a link. And several people have said, yes, there is a link in the customer site for customer support. So
I need to know where that's going.
Maybe want to check with programming, see where that's going, so that make sure that the customers get answered promptly.
Okay, gotcha. Great, thank you, leaders. That's why I love these calls. I learn stuff from you guys too.
Okay, we have 5 minutes.
Gotcha.
Is there an expiration on JubiBucks given away and when? Can we change our auto? And the second part of the question: can we change our auto ship product and how?
Okay, give me just a moment. The first thing I just make a note of customer support ticket. Where's that going? JubiBucks have a 30-day expiration. I do not know if the JubiBuck calendar for giving to that customer has started or not. I know somebody was just putting, well, what if I know we can't communicate with them just yet. Actually, you can't you? The company's not communicating. You don't see the email address? That's right. Company's not going to show the email address because the company does not want overzealous promoters promoting the business to those customers. You're right. Okay. And the company has not started communicating with those customers just yet. So I'm going to make a note. I'm going to make a note to ask if the JubiBuck calendar has started. And if it has, see if they'll extend it a little bit.
Well, I have one question just to give it a little thought, because there's some people who can only give away a couple of bucks at a time. So, their customers are not getting that much, and if it expires in 30 days, they never get enough to really purchase something. What happens then? Let's just throw it out there.
Okay. I don't have an answer for you. I mean, right now.
I know. I'm just throwing that out there so you can take that on. Yeah.
Okay.
Take that into consideration. Okay.
Got you there. And then there was something else. Was it the auto ship? Changing auto ship?
Yes.
That's coming. That's all part of the whole shopping piece. Shopping, dealing with customers. Shopping, dealing with the promoters. I know, for instance, right now, if you have Max Bucks, 200 Max Bucks, and you use 100 Max Bucks, you can't use the other 100 right now. That is on the top. All of that shopping piece. The two major pieces, and there's other things they're working on, but the two major pieces that I know are at the top of the list is things dealing with shopping, the customer experience, making sure that's simpler, so on and so forth, Max Bucks, auto ships, being able to modify your auto ships, all that good stuff, and then Jubi Suite. Those two I know are at the top of the list. Next question.
Okay, Dan F. here. I am seeing a lot of people, and a lot of people really are asking about signing people up at house parties, because they're talking about having some serious house parties because they had a product on the table, people try it out, all that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
They are wondering how many people can be signed up, and he said he thinks that 2 is the limit, and how will this situation be mitigated?
Okay.
You know, possibly
Okay.
sign up through Facebook and so forth. Okay.
Okay. House parties. Queen, that's exciting to hear. Okay.
I know I've talked to a lot of folks who talk about house parties.
Yeah. Right now, from your from one IP, you can register 2 customers. You can register 2 promoters. They've limited that so that there would not be, to cut down on any potential fraud, so on and so forth. I know that there are some things that they plan on having. So when people are doing house parties, I don't remember exactly what that is. I've got that on my list for me to ask about that and to see what can be done about that for those who are having house parties. Once again, Queen, do you understand what that will mean?
Yes, I do.
Do you understand what that's going to mean?
I do, because you know what?
Gosh.
You know, like just like Mary Kay, when you have a Mary Kay little thing, and you know these other things, and you have these other little parties and whatever, people buy.
People buy. And here's the thing: I know a lot of people are building on the internet, and I got that. I am telling you, if you take this model, and for those of you that are cool with building offline, that you don't mind doing some hybrid building, if you built offline and you've got people in your local area that are starting to make some money, especially folk who ain't never made money before, and then they go and tell their friends they're making money, I am telling you, you will build a dynasty. Dynasty.
Keep in mind, that's going to happen anyway, because we're going to, people all over are going to tell people when they start making money.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to tell them. But then
but here's the thing, though. If you are the one that gets it started in your area, all those people they come in your organization. I know what it's like to be the first person in my area, if I was building offline, to be the first person with that opportunity, and we started home parties or some hotel parties or some restaurant parties or what have you, and then all of a sudden you got 100 and 200 folks in their local area, and you're like, man, they're on my team. Yes. All right, anyway, I'm sorry.
My stuff should not be on that account. They're saying that the Twitter account in the back office has my links on it, but it should not have anything to do with me. That's interesting. I have to check that out.
That's something
but
you
it shouldn't have
check
anything to do with me. I don't even have any control over that account at all, George. Just so you know, okay? But I'll check that out. I have nothing to do with that. I mean, nothing to do with the setup. All right.
Troy, I would say that out loud, but I need to confirm that. Are you serious? What's today? Thursday. Oh, somebody just said
what happened?
Tomorrow's payday. So somebody requested commissions, and they've already gotten commissions.
Ooh.
Good for you.
Yes. All right. Better earlier than late, right?
Yeah.
I like that.
Real quick, someone is asking about what's going on with the ad placement timer. Let me see that one real quickly.
It changed on us. It was doing good for a minute, and then it changed on us.
Right.
And anyway, it's on 20. It's 24 hours starting at 8:00, I do believe.
There's still a little couple bugs with that timer. Okay.
It is. It changed up and it became 24 hours start at I think either 7:30 or 8:00. I saw it when it happened and it was like, oh, okay. And so I'm not sure.
That's one of those things that's on the list too. I don't know why we're having an issue with that timer, but we are having an issue with that timer. Just make sure you place your ad. All right, just make sure, because in the back it'll show that your ad was placed. I know the other day I placed my ad, it said green. I went back in and it said red, but my ad was placed. And so the company's aware of that. You are not going to miss it. As long as you place your ad, you're not going to miss out on your daily reward, even if there's a little something buggy that's going on with that comment. Yeah, don't.
Yeah.
But make sure that people are making their good faith attempt to place their ad, and that ad it needs to be a separate URL. So right now, if you can post every day on Facebook, but you can't use that same URL. So you need to post it somewhere else where you get a unique URL. Still post on Facebook and Twitter and all that other good stuff. I know there's going to be, I think it's going to be a Facebook app coming up soon, real soon, and all that good stuff. But make sure you do that. And I think that's it on that. I think that's all I want to say on that.
Okay. It's 8:34. 8:34. Okay. Your time is up.
Ladies and gentlemen, we love each and every one of you. Next Tuesday, we're going to talk about why I believe that we will pass the regulatory test. Get all of your teammates, anyone that you have on the fence, maybe people that aren't even in Jubi, but maybe have been a part of this type compensation model, revenue sharing model. Get them on that webinar. Okay. Same link that we used for tonight. And it's going to be at 7 p.m. as well. We're going to jump over to the JubiRev webinar.com webinar for the income opportunity presentation. We love each and every one of you. Let's change the world together, starting with yours. And remember, JubiRev, JubiMax, not just a company. What is it, Queen?
It's a movement, T. Lamont.
Good night, everyone. Congratulations to those of you who requested commissions. Already got commissions. Congratulations. Have a good one, guys.
So that's it for now. If you have any questions, please get back to the person that shared this video with you, or you can send a support ticket from your JubiRev back office. Thank you. We look forward to hearing of your success.